How's it going, guys? This company Flatsons sent me some stuff we're going to check out here. Here we have one of their little tiny battery-operated, rechargeable battery-operated guitar amp. We also have a wireless system. We're going to test that out too. We'll probably test this and this at the same time, in fact. And we also have this multi-effects KMF1 pedal. Okay, first things first, let's open up this little amplifier. I want to see what you get and whether it's worth a damn. Okay, inside the box we get an instruction manual, which I'm hoping we won't need with something like this. Pretty simple thing. Got some silica. We've got a charging cable. Nice charging cable. Alright, let's see if we need to charge it, or is it ready to go out of the box. It looks like it's coming on. Yeah, let's check it out. This also has built-in Bluetooth, so I can Bluetooth to this. This will double as a Bluetooth speaker and an amplifier. That's pretty cool. We also have a clean and drive channel here. So, but that was the clean channel driven with the gain knob. So it's got USB charging at 5 volts with USB-C cable, which is provided. It's also got a headphone jack. It's also got auxiliary input in addition to the Bluetooth input. I really like this thing. This is kind of cool. I mean, for just something cheap that you can charge up and then kind of take with you and play music through, that fits in a little tiny, you know, backpack size pocket. I mean, that would be perfect, right? Because this would actually fit right in the front of most people's gig bags. And I've heard less musically useful little tiny amps like this. This actually is not bad. Okay, so that's cool. Let's check out this little wireless unit. Don't know what any of this means, but here's how it's lit up currently. So this is the transmitter. This goes into the guitar. And receiver. Yeah, okay. So I've got it plugged in here. I actually like this little amp. This is not bad. I mean, I remember back in the day, you remember the little tiny Marshalls and Fenders that they used to sell? I think they probably still do. They used to be like 25, 30 bucks, whatever. It's kind of like this, but doesn't take, this is rechargeable batteries, which is a step way up from what those were. And as far as I'm concerned, this sounds every bit as good or better than any of those old things from back in the day. So actually, this is way better. A little bit more of a juicy tone to the overdrive, and if I were to go out of this the headphone jack, I could send a stereo out to a mixer or to my DAW or whatever and go direct, and I could record with the thing if I wanted. Okay, so I'm very happy with both of those. Let's check out this multi-effects pedal. Okay, let's see what we've got here. See what all this comes with. I'll be surprised if it comes with a power supply. Oh, no, it does come with a power supply. Cool. Yeah, a lot of pedal companies, even ones with you know, multi pedals like this, are starting to get to the point where they're not supplying power supplies and stuff anymore for this stuff. Okay, so this looks like a fairly straightforward, just kind of multi-effects system here. We've got a piece of kind of this sticky rubber stuff up here on top. I don't know if it really belongs there. I don't know where else it would go, though. It doesn't look like it. Definitely doesn't belong there, but maybe it's just a shipping precaution. Okay, I will say out of the box, I'm probably less impressed with this as a unit than I am with say this thing. I like this thing a lot better, and I can kind of excuse it's real plasticky, and both of them are kind of made from the same type of plastic. Really, it's kind of a thin. I don't know how to describe it, what kind of plastic that is, but this probably wouldn't stand up to any real abuse. I mean, I wouldn't want to take this out on tour or anything like that. I mean, this is like for maybe bedroom use and maybe studio or whatever, but I would not take this out on the road or rely on this in any kind of critical application. I just wouldn't. This right here would be a different story. You know, this is something you'd play in a rehearsal space, or you know, in a hotel room or something like that. So and it's plus it's got headphone capabilities and everything, and it's rechargeable, making it nice and portable. Really nice, cool, useful thing. This, like I said already, it's just a little bit the plasticky nature of this. I would be less I'd be less apt to put trust in because of the application, because you're going to be stomping on this and everything, you know, and I don't know. I just don't know about that. Yeah, okay, so we've got one of these universal plugs. Okay. Probably the fairest way to demo this would be to go directly into my interface in stereo, because whatever effects are stereo, yeah, output / headphone probably come out of this stereo out. That would be really the best way to do this, but I'm going quick and easy here. This is not going to be an exhaustive demo, put it that way. I am going to use this though. Okay, so there's our input. Okay, so I'm just plugged in here to my little bench amplifier. This little thing up here is a little dinosaur amp. We'll just kind of see what sorts of sounds we can get out of this thing. Okay, so we're on here. Here's our little boot up screen. Starman. I wonder if that's like a Bowie something or other. Oh, okay. Well. Drum. What's this? Drum start, maybe? Whoa. That's loud. Damn, is that loud? Alright, so for this effect, there's a push button here. This is our master volume for the, I guess that's for the effect. No, that's for the whole pedal, the whole unit is on this master volume. Alright, what do we have here? Starman. If I tap both, do I get a tuner? I do. You can go by a couple different things. You can go by this light right here, or you can go by the arrows up here on this for the tuner. It's a shame it doesn't have a wah effect. I mean, even with like a Voodoo Child style preset. So is there not a wah on this? Okay, so you can edit these. Sorry, I have to angle this camera where you can see a little easier. But anyway, you can edit these presets. I'm not sure how to do it. Oh, okay. I see. Choose one of these. What do we want to do? We want to... So what do you have? You have amp and cab simulator, and then modulation effects, and then reverb. Yeah, that's exactly what you got. Huh. Okay, so I wonder how you change the settings then. Okay, you can turn the drive on with this. Okay, so you can go in and you can program all this stuff, the level and the distortion level. and all that stuff on the presets if you want to. I still can't play that damn song. Oof. That's pretty harsh right there. I mean, of course, I am going through this tiny amp here on the bench, but still, I mean, that's a bit much. Has a looper? How does the looper work? Is it easy to work? Okay, interesting. So it actually operates fairly intuitively. Then you got to stop, which puts it in pause mode. If I hit it again, then that erases that selection, clears everything out. Hit this, I can overdub. If I want to clear everything, I can clear it, of course. Hit record again, it'll record a new track, which we didn't put anything there. So the looper is fairly intuitive. That works pretty okay, I have to say. That's all right. Let's get out of the looper though, and let's see a couple more of the. Yeah, the expression pedal, man, I don't know what's up with that. Why is the expression pedal, why am I not able to do anything with it? Right there, EXP, expression. Wait, can I go down and turn that on? Maybe? Beats per minute. What's that all about? Okay, wah. No, it's not doing anything. So anyway, that's the Flatsons KMF1 little multi-effects pedal. I'd say the looper's fairly useful for what I would use something like this for. That's probably about it for me personally. I'm not much of a pedals guy, especially multi-effects pedals like this. I do think that this is quite a cool little useful amplifier, though. The fact that you can Bluetooth to it just normally, and you can play your Spotify through it while you jam to whatever you got planned. And the wireless also seems fairly decent. I haven't had any dropouts yet, but of course I'm sitting right here by it, so I can't really speak to like long-term use. But short-term, it seems okay. If you're not gonna take it and abuse it, it probably would work just fine. So yeah, man, I think this is cool and useful and cheap, by the way. If you're looking for a cheap wireless, this might be the way to go. But this thing is really this is the best of the things that they sent today, for sure. I like this little guy. It's definitely worth the price of admission for that little dude. This I could probably take it or leave it. The looper's cool, but I don't know that many of the sounds are that great for me personally. I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of some of the tones, but I'm sure you could get in there and edit all of that stuff however you wanted to. But I would say this is more of, obviously this is not like a professional piece of gear. This is like just for, the beginning bedroom level guitarist. If you want just some effects to knock around with, this might be a way to go. You might also look on the used market for like some Zoom products and stuff like that. That might be a better way to do it. But that's kind of the level that this is on. It reminds me of like This reminds me of a Zoom pedal from like about, the mid 2000s, you know. That's kind of the quality that we're with right here on this thing. So anyway, take that for what it's worth, and for now, we'll see y'all later.